him. And some of you here are my friends that never met my father, but you heard from me, and friends of Cynthia's and Marge and family, and really don't know Fritz. And as I thought about it, I made this odd connection. I don't watch much television, but there's one show on TV I actually religiously watch in DVR, and it's House. And many of you know House. When people ask me, they say, what makes House special? And clearly it's not the plot, if any of you have seen it. It's formulaic, you know exactly what's going to happen. But it's this unique character that Hugh Laurie and the writers have created that is completely not seen anywhere else on TV. And the character of House is seductively appealing because, despite his very thorny exterior, he is a total curmudgeon. He has a crippled leg, he's mischievous, he's uncensored, he is at times brutal with his friends, and often even worse with strangers. And he certainly does not suffer fools silently. But he's always the smartest person in the room. He's a musician. In fact, he's a pianist. He's driven by the fiercest curiosity and also the need to find the truth, to solve a problem, to always get the job done. And more than that, he never lies. He's always completely honest. And even though the truth might often be difficult to hear, and at times perhaps better left unsaid, if you know my father. But in the end, although you can never predict exactly what he's going to do, his final action inevitably makes sense to you. And somehow he manages, despite ruffling a million feathers, to actually do both what is right and what is good. And he touches and saves many lives. And this is, in so many ways, is my father. And anyone who knows him knows that he was so smart. You know, I'll never forget him explaining in explicit detail how the atom bomb worked. I was 5 at the time, and he certainly never talked to his children. And he was very mischievous. He used to build his own bombs and explode them outside of his neighbors' houses. I don't know if anyone who ever was there when the Holder Bashers thought their boiler exploded. It was dead.
I was one of those neighbors.
And in later years, he replaced the mortar and pestle with that little bronze cannon that he shot off all the time. I'm sure many of you know it, and if you do, you'll agree with me that the local dog population will not be mourning my father. And he certainly also could play a lot of music. And as a child, I remember being awakened so many times, first thing in the morning on the weekend, totally pissed off that he's playing, you know, loud piano music. And then you'd go down and he'd take a minute to show you how U.B. Blake would have fingered the piano on that piece. Or he'd create a little ditty about bubble gum on my sister's nose or something. And it was all okay. And he also ruffled a lot of feathers. Okay, I'll leave it. He ruffled a lot of feathers. And he challenged everyone to think harder, to do better, to give more. And in the end, he touched so many lives. So from the thousands of children at the Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club and the boys clubs around here, to the students at the Waterfront Center, to the seniors at the Doubleday Babcock, and the entire community of Oyster Bay, anyone who met him will not soon forget him. So whether you knew him as Mr. Couder, Mr. Fritz, Fritzy, sometimes just that crazy son of a bitch running around a golf cart, you everyone knows it. You know, or Uncle Fritz, or Grandpa Fritz, my baby, or simply Dad. We're all going to miss him. We're going to feel his loss. We'll remember him for many years to come. So I want to thank you all for coming here to celebrate my dad. I've been very